Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us today for the next webinar in our What's New series. In today's webinar, we will cover some of the newest features in Microsoft 365 that you can implement in your business, as well as covering some brand new features that are coming up in the next few months. Now, don't feel like you need to make notes or take it all in straight away, as we'll be sending out a recording of the webinar and a follow-up fact sheet later today. Also, if you have any questions, then remember to please feel free to drop any of your questions into the Q&A box at the side at any time. I'll do my best to keep an eye on these as we go along, but there's also going to be dedicated time for questions at the end of the webinar as well. So, what's on the agenda for today? Various Copilot actions will become directly available for OneDrive files in Windows File Explorer. Copilot is adding an Edit in Outlook integration. A new user experience is coming to SharePoint document libraries. The option to follow thread is coming to your Teams Discover feeds. And Teams meetings and calls will soon allow you audio-only recording. And then, of course, we'll look at what's coming next as well. As always, it's good to see so many people coming back and joining us today. And welcome to all of the new faces as well. Let's start with a quick introduction to Bedroq. My name is Craig Monday, and I'm the Digital Marketing Manager at Bedroq. You might even recognize my voice from other videos on our website or YouTube channel. Bedroq is an IT managed service provider, and we're now Microsoft Solutions Partner for security. And this means that most of the IT that we implement is based on the Microsoft stack. So that includes things like Microsoft 365, Teams, Azure, etc. But this also means that we meet all of the technical competencies, quality of service standards, and customer criteria that Microsoft demand in the IT security world. We're also experts in secure, resilient networks and managed IT solutions where high performance is critical. We work with organizations that have some of the highest security requirements in the UK, and we manage mission-critical IT and operational technology for those highly regulated organizations. The most important thing that we want to achieve, no matter what your organization does really, is to make sure that your IT strategy is supporting your business as a whole. We do this with the help of our 8 strategic rocks. You can see them on the slide here. Data, skills, backup, strategy, investment, security, quality of service, and collaboration. The collaboration rock, of course, is the focus of this webinar series, as most of the Microsoft 365 apps that we're going to talk about are collaboration tools. Now, many people we come across have invested heavily into their IT. They've bought all the apps and they've got their Microsoft licenses, but they're not using them to their full potential, and therefore not seeing the best return on investment either. So really, that's the aim of the series, to keep you up to date with everything that's coming out and everything that you can start to implement that you've probably already got, and hopefully make a big difference to your business strategy. Bedroq also offer cybersecurity support. I'm sure we've all heard or read about cyber attacks in the news, and we know that it's frequently done through social engineering, although there are a multitude of ways that these breaches happen as well. And recovery from something like this can be a lengthy and costly process. So it's increasingly important for any organization of any size to be prepared, because these sorts of attacks are becoming more common. As I've said, Bedroq have a lot of experience working with organizations with high security requirements. We have cybersecurity specialists who use these sorts of events as a way to improve our own systems. We're Cyber Essentials accredited, and we're also part of the National Cybersecurity Centre Industry 100, meaning we have a lot of knowledge and guidance to share. So if you're looking to assess or perhaps even just better understand your cybersecurity needs and requirements, then please get in touch. We can discuss best practice, consult on what your organization is doing to prepare, help you understand the why behind these sorts of attacks, as well as offer training to bring you and your team up to speed. If it sounds something that you're interested in, then just drop myself an email or go through the contact page on our website, and we'll set up a meeting with our cybersecurity experts. Okay, on to the updates. Let's kick things off with a look at an update that's coming to your OneDrive files and Windows File Explorer. Microsoft have recently integrated Copilot into your Windows file management. This update enables you to summarize documents, generate FAQs, compare files, and ask questions about any of your OneDrive content. It might not sound too interesting, but this sort of integration will enable you to carry out these actions directly from within your OneDrive Activity Center or from your Windows File Explorer. This is a feature that I've sort of covered in the past, where I talked about Copilot integration within SharePoint sites. But I know not everyone, myself included, accesses SharePoint sites every day. Instead, many of you might have saved shortcuts to those files and folders that you use on the daily, and those shortcuts come up in your File Explorer. Or alternatively, perhaps you access your more recently saved, edited, and uploaded files via the OneDrive Activity Center. I'll just take you through how these two approaches look and how to actually access these new features. So let's start on the right-hand side here, that screenshot on the right. This is what your OneDrive Activity Center looks like, and you can find it in your taskbar in the bottom right-hand corner near the time, date, audio settings, bits and pieces. It'll be the blue cloud for OneDrive, but it may not be directly on the hotbar. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner with that red box, it may not be right there. It may be in the arrow just next to it. So click that, opens a little window, and within there, you might find the OneDrive cloud. Now, once you click that, you'll see this window. It'll open up your Activity Center, as I said, which has your most recently synced files. So find the file that you're looking for, hover over it with your mouse, and that'll make the vertical three-dot menu appear on the right-hand side. Click on the three-dot menu, gives you another drop-down, where at the bottom, you can see there's three new actions with the Copilot icon next to them. Clicking any of these will open Copilot in your default browser. Now, it might ask you to sign in again, but otherwise, it'll carry out the task. So summarize, create an FAQ, or simply give you that normal space that you have when you're using Copilot to type in any of your questions. But it will also automatically put that file into that query box so that it can be referred to in the response. Now, similarly, we'll jump to the left-hand side of that screenshot on the left. You can also access these same actions from within your Windows File Explorer. So as before, find your relevant doc, then this time right-click on it, find the OneDrive option, hover over it, which opens up another menu, and then again, you see those three options at the bottom with the Copilot symbol next to them. Now, if like me, you're having a little look just now, I played around with it yesterday, and I had a slightly different option come up within the Windows File Explorer. It's simply an option. Rather than the OneDrive one, it just said Ask Copilot. Clicking that opened up the Copilot app. So rather than it taking you to the web version, this was straight into the app on the desktop. Again, it automatically put the document in place so that the answers would be referenced, would be able to use the document for reference, And then again, you have the space where you can just type away and ask your question or questions. And there you go. There's a couple of different ways of accessing these new Copilot actions with this new integration with OneDrive files. This update aims to help improve workflow by reducing friction that can come from switching between various apps and opening multiple files. Additionally, these sorts of Copilot actions can also help your productivity by helping you reuse content and get back up to speed without having to, say, completely reinvent or reread lengthy documents. This update is due by mid-November, so I guess we're basically there. But as I've explained, I already had access, so make sure to go and have a look and see if these quick access Copilot actions can help you at all. Sticking with a similar sort of update here, we've got another Copilot integration. This one comes in the form, however, of Copilot Chat and Outlook. If you've attended one of these webinars before, you'll know that I'm quite fond of Copilot to help break the white space on projects. And I've also got some friends that use Copilot in such a way to help them form professional and well-structured emails on the daily. Before this update, they would need to use Copilot to draft the email, tweak it as necessary, then copy and paste the content into a new email in Outlook, as well as the subject that was drafted, and then format it to suit their normal formatting and structure and layout, etc. Now, I know this doesn't sound particularly arduous, copying and pasting, but this update takes the Copilot draft and you straight to Outlook with a single click. Excuse me. As you can see in the screenshot in the blue box, if Microsoft 365 Copilot chat detects that you are asking it to draft an email, a brand new Edit in Outlook button will appear along with its response. So you can see it there in the red box. Now, clicking this, as I say, will open Outlook with a pre-populated draft email, including the subject if one was drafted. Of course, you may still need to edit it further, but you'll be able to see how the content looks within Outlook, as well as I say, instantly populate that subject as well. Again, this update should just help remove some of the extra steps of jumping between apps and context switching, helping to keep you focused on your current tasks while letting you see exactly how the draft actually looks in the Outlook UI rather than the Copilot formatting. As always, small updates and integrations like these save 1 or 2 clicks here and there throughout your workday, and that can really add up to saving us all some time and smoothing out that process between drafting in Copilot and, in this example, sending your emails through Outlook. This update is also due mid-November, and I haven't been able to get the button to pop up myself, so I'm not sure it's quite hit my systems yet. So if you do use Copilot to help draft your emails, then make sure to keep an eye out for this update rolling out to your system as well. Up next, I'll take you through this new user experience update that is coming to SharePoint document libraries. There's quite a few smaller changes coming, but they all take place in that top section of your SharePoint library, in that red box that you can see just there. There's quite a lot of changes, so I've broken it down into the individual ones that will hopefully make it a bit clearer as to how all of these small changes come together. I'm just going to give an overview of them, but if there's a particular part of these that you don't quite understand or would like me to dive into a bit deeper, then please just let me know and I can look to cover it in a future webinar as well. So first up, let's take a look at the simplified or streamlined command bar. So again, if I go back, in this red box, you can see it's at the top middle of that box, just that little section there. It's called your command bar. This has been reorganized for simplicity and efficiency. New and upload actions are now combined into a single create or upload button that you can see on the right-hand side here, the big blue one. For those of you with a Microsoft 365 Copilot Premium license, you'll see a prominent AI Actions button, so on the other end of that to the left, which is meant to be front and center of this command bar when the update rolls out. Within this button is a set of intelligent Copilot-powered commands that let you quickly get insights from your files without even opening them. So these capabilities include some of the Copilot functions I discussed earlier today, and others that I covered in previous webinars too. You can summarize, ask a question, compare files even, generate a FAQ, a frequently asked questions, or even create an audio overview of your selected files. Having a clean command bar at the top middle of these pages really helps you find the right actions for your task. So this should be a nice quality of life update, along with the powerful AI actions that you can use to help save you even more time depending on your needs. Next, we've got an improved folder breadcrumb. Now, in case that term doesn't mean very much to you, it's basically the trail of where you are inside your folders. So on any of your SharePoints in your organization, you're going to have documents saved within folders that are saved within folders that are saved within folders, etc., etc. Now, the improved folder breadcrumb makes it so it's simple to jump between folders faster and more intuitively. You can now see the current folder's context more clearly and jump back to any of its parent folders with a single click. And now when you're at the very root of a library, the Other Libraries submenu will allow you to navigate between those different libraries within the same SharePoint site. So jumping between marketing or finance or sales or whatever. The drop down next to the folder name in the breadcrumb lets you create a new folder or even upload files directly to your current folder as well. For those of you who have who've built your muscle memory over the years to move your mouse to the upper left corner of these pages when you want to add new files, well, this change is going to impact your muscle memory a little bit. Now, let's talk about views and filters. Custom views are now displayed prominently as pills or tabs. In other systems, they'd be known as tabs, but you can see by the shape why they're called pills. And you can see them right below the breadcrumb, making it clear which view you are in. And it's easy for you to switch views or even add new ones. Any active filters within a view show up as pills on the right-hand side. So in this example, you can see it's Word documents, general information, ready for publication. And you also are able to just see that basically shows you how your files are currently being filtered. So you can hover over a filter to see what column that filter has applied to, click the filter to remove it, or you can even click to remove all of them with that clear button on the far right-hand side. Once you've customized the sorting, filtering, or grouping within a view, an indicator will appear above the view pill to remind you that others don't see your unsaved filters yet. So just a reminder to get you to save them. This helps you prevent from those classic workplace situations where you think you've updated it, but someone's going to have a look and they can't see it and they come back to you and back and forth you go. So just remember to save your view or save your view as, so you can name it as a particular thing so people are then able to access with it as well. And the last point for the SharePoint user experience, we've got a new view options menu. And this new menu simply consolidates all of the common view customization settings in one place. So you can have a look down that list. Under the menu, under it, you'll find layout choices, sort and group settings, column visibility toggles, as well as quick access to configure formatting as well. Now, I know that was a lot of different settings and quite a few small changes coming to this very compact and busy place within the red box at the top of your libraries. But hopefully it was a little bit clearer with me breaking down that section into the individual updates there as well. Now, it's important to note that Microsoft states that this update will not affect existing customizations that you've made through SharePoint Framework, or if you know it as SPFX, column formatting, or even view formatting. So don't worry if you already like the way that you've got your site set up. This shouldn't interfere, and you know what? I'll keep my fingers crossed too, just for good measure, because who knows with Microsoft updates. Now, overall, this set of smaller updates should really help the way that you access, view, and navigate through your document libraries. Even if you were just to appreciate being able to look through the folder breadcrumb, to be able to tell someone where a specific document or folder is, you know, I'd see that as a win. These quality of life improvements seem small, but they're all steps in the right direction to making our day-to-day working lives just that little bit easier. This update isn't due until January 2026, but it does mean that you might have something to look forward to when you come back to work from our festive and New Year breaks. Okay, moving on, we're going to look at Microsoft Teams now. Soon, the Discover feed within Teams will include a follow thread option. Now, some of you might remember I covered the Discover feed probably early last year when it first came around. And in case you don't know, the Discover feed is a personalized channel feed for posts from people and topics that you engage with. Instead of having to go through each channel listed and catch up on what's happening, you can head to the Discover feed to catch up quickly on relevant channel activity. Now, I Do have to admit that I remember saying that you can, in fact, hide your Discover feed, as at the time I felt it cluttered an already busy part of Teams. Well, if that is the case and you can't find it, well, you can always toggle it back on by going to your chats and channels settings, scroll down just a little bit, and you'll have chats and channels list where you'll see several different options that you can toggle on and off to customize that channel and chat list, including the Discover feed. Now, onto this update though. When you're scrolling through your Discover feed and spot a message or a post or a thread that you'd like to keep up with, you can hover over the message so that the reactions bar shows up, the one with all the emojis. And then at the end of that, there's the 3-dot menu. Click it, and that will show you the menu that you can see marked by the number 2 on the right-hand side of this screenshot. And then within that menu, you can see the follow thread option. This will then add that post or message to your followed threads section. You can see that on the left-hand side, marked by the number 3. And this basically keeps all of the threads and conversations that you're wanting to keep track of discussions around all in one place. Perhaps you just want to see the answer to a question that was asked, but you've needed to jump into another call and you don't want to lose track of that important discussion, or maybe there was a list of actions for yourself in a channel that's not used too often. You can sort of pin it as such into your followed threads section. It's also, again, designed to help reduce that effort of monitoring multiple channels and chats, and improves your accessibility of content from across the organization and lets you stay on top of those conversations that matter, even when you're offline. So if you know there's big discussions happening, but you're about to go on holiday or you've got to start traveling for work or something, you can follow the thread and then it's all in one place for you to, when you come back or when you can get back online, and you can check up to make sure you've not missed anything. Now, this update is due between now and early December, so you might even have an early Christmas present to look forward to when it rolls out. This Teams update is a nice straightforward one that does exactly what it says in the tin. Microsoft Teams will soon support audio-only recording in meetings and calls. So you can have all of the in-meeting communication benefits of being on camera and the accuracy of an audio recording without the camera feed included in the recording. Now, it's important to note that video and audio recording will still be the default option. So if you are planning on using audio only, you need to make sure that you select that option. As you can see in the screenshot, it's super simple. Whether it's a pre-planned meeting or an ad hoc call, you can go to your recording section. It might be hidden under the More tab, but then once you click start recording, you'll see this window pop up. Then simply head to the choose what to record, and you can click the drop-down menu and choose audio only. Now, there's several reasons that this might be useful, but I might just talk through some of those ideas just now as well. So first up, improved privacy for participants. With audio-only recording, participants don't need to worry about their image being captured and replayed. So this might make recording less intrusive and perhaps create an even a more comfortable environment for everyone being involved as well. Reduced file size. Now, we all know that video files tend to be quite large, so removing the video part of it will hopefully result in the file being much smaller, use less storage, and potentially fewer resources to process. Simplified playback and review. Using audio only can streamline the process of reviewing content, especially when the visual component's really not that necessary. So for me, I speak to a lot of our clients or our internal teams to talk about case studies, for example, and very rarely is the video part actually important. It's all about the words that are being said, so I can focus on that when I'm listening back to it. And lastly, perhaps better compliance or control in certain scenarios as well. The ability to turn off video may assist organizations that have concerns about capturing or storing facial images, simplifying consent or privacy considerations. So like I say, if you're working with third parties that may not want their image to be stored, this might help overcome that. And it also makes it to record exactly just what's needed and no more. So depending again on the line of work and the use cases, it can reduce potential legal or governance risks perhaps as well. So as I said, a nice easy one that just helps you record the meetings in whichever way suits your organization's needs best. This update is due by the end of November, but I had a look and I've already got the option on my system. So as always, go and have a look, see if it's rolled out to your organization as well. All right, lastly, I just want to mention that next week, Microsoft are hosting their annual conference where they announce new technologies and updates and their visions for the future. It's free if you want to watch the live stream, and you can find all of the information, links to the stream and the schedule, etc., just by Googling Microsoft Ignite 2025. I'll also look to cover some of the highlights if there's anything that I think will be particularly of interest to you lot. And I'll try to cover that in the next webinar. So if you don't have time to watch the live streams, I'll do my best to recap it. So make sure you sign up for next time and come along to find out more. And that's us for today. I just want to quickly let you know about the next webinar in this series, and it'll be coming next month. So it'll be taking place on Thursday, the 4th of December, and you can register for that now on our website or through the link that my colleague has posted into the chat box just now. We look forward to seeing you all there, and if there are any topics or questions that you wish for me to cover in the next webinar, then of course, just let me know. I'll be happy to have a look. That's the link in the chat now. So if you want to make sure that the event's in your diary, it should be the right date this time, unlike last time. And please go ahead and register just now. Remember that all of these webinars are recorded and accessible through our YouTube channel and website as well. So if you've missed any of our previous ones, please make sure to go back and have a look and see what you've missed. And of course, feel free to share them with your colleagues as well. Now, I'll just quickly take you through our stakeholder workshop that Bedroq run called the 8 Rocks assessment. It goes back to those 8 rocks that I talked through right at the beginning of the webinar, and it's a stakeholder workshop designed to gain consensus on your business priorities. It can be conducted face-to-face or virtually, and it gets leaders and investors aligned behind the best way to fully assess your IT strategy. Now, important to note, as always, there's no cost implications here other than the mutual investment of time. So if you're an IT leader at your organization, maybe you just need a bit of backup to prove to the CFO that you need to make an investment into your IT, or you're curious about ways that you could better use your existing IT investments. Well, we're happy to look at all of these things. So please just let us know if this is something that might interest you, and we'll be happy to set this up and introduce you to the team that'll walk you through this process. Right, we have a few minutes left for any questions that you might have. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if any have come through, and I'll just grab a quick drink as well. Oh, we've got one that's come through. Well, thank you. I am feeling a bit better. Do I know whether the audio only recording option will record a shared screen as well? There were some comments on that on the post that I saw about it, and they weren't particularly clear about it. It's going to be one of those ones that I think we might just have to play around with, and it may be a case that actually you will have to record the cameras as well if you want to record the screen sharing at the same time. You'd like to think that you have the option so you can just do audio and a shared screen, but at the same time, when someone's sharing their screen, a lot of the cameras go a lot smaller. Could make it easier for editing it out or redacting it perhaps. So I'm sorry, I don't know exactly, but we'll just have to play around and see. And oh, don't worry, this came through a couple of times. Not a problem. Hi, can we not leave an audio voice message in a chat? Yeah, you should. That should be a thing. I'm pretty sure it was an update that I talked about happening. It's perhaps not rolled out quite yet, or maybe just not hit your system as of yet. I'll go and have a look. We'll go have a look and see if it's something that is due to come out, and if it is, I'll try and cover it next time as well and let you know. And someone's asked a similar question. Is there any way in the future to record the audio and the presentations without the participants' images? So, like I say, I would like to think that this update covers that, where if you do audio only, it'll do that and the shared screen. But Microsoft haven't directly addressed that in the post that I saw anyway. So unfortunately, I can't say exactly yes or no to that. We'll just, once this audio, I mean, the audio, I had access to it, the audio only recording. So maybe it's worth, I'll go and have a play around. I'll try it in a call and see if it covers the screen recording and the audio and the camera, or if we can pick and choose what comes through. So I'll do that ahead of next time, and I'll let you know the results from there. Oh, and they've added to that comment that you have to record the video, but everyone just has to manually turn off their cameras to do so. Fair enough. Well, then hopefully, as looking to Microsoft in the future, hopefully they'll listen to some feedback that we'll be able to, they can update it again so that we can just do recording of the audio and a shared screen rather than all the cameras as well. Okay, so we've run over a little bit, but thank you all for those questions. I'm sorry I wasn't able to necessarily answer them fully. But if you have any more questions, perhaps that come to you while you're looking through the fact sheet later today, then please feel free to reply to the email that I'll send out with the recording. And as always, I'll be happy to help you with any queries about the content in this webinar or anything else, and we'll look to cover your suggestions in the future as well. And just a quick reminder about cybersecurity. If it's on your mind, if you just want to talk to us and find out how we can best support you and your organization, then please, again, also reply to that email or get in touch through our website. Again, thank you very much for joining us today, everyone, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye.